Viewers, let's watch this video.
I mentioned that you were instrumental, along with the Fourth Estate, in uncovering the SML scandal. For those who didn't follow, I don't know if in about a minute you're able to summarize for us exactly what the issue was and what Ken Ofori-Atta's involvement in the SML scandal was, and why, for that reason, he should come back and answer some burning questions.
Well, I must say I associate with the concerns raised by your last speaker, and I am aware of at least the SML matter, and I know how serious that is. This is a scandal that Kwesi Pratt said is the mother of all scandals.
Really incredible. I mean, so many scandals have come up, over the last 7 years, 6 years, so many. But I think that, to quote Saddam Hussein, this is the mother of all scandals.
And we paid about $138, close to $140 million to SML when the evidence on the ground shows that we didn't need to spend one cedi on that company. This is a company that said it was undertaking revenue assurance at the downstream petroleum sector. We have the upstream where we produce oil, and then we have the downstream, which is the sector that deals with the finished product getting into Ghana, and then we're going to eventually buy it at the pumps. And this company, we now know, started as SMEL. It was registered a month after Akufo-Addo became president, an offshoot of a timber company. It needed, or the government wanted to use single source procurement to give this company a contract to do revenue assurance services. The PPA, after reviewing the application, said the company does not have or did not have the qualification to do the work. This company, we now told in the KPMG report, changed its name to SML from SMEL, proceeded to get contracts disregarding PPA approval. We are also told by the letter from the presidency that accompanied the KPMG report saying that these contracts should have been passed or approved by Parliament and the board and all of that. So beyond the PPA, it broke many laws. Then we have the specific case of what this company was doing at the downstream sector. It claimed to be checking under declaration, dilution, and diversion of petroleum products, for which reason it was saving Ghana money. Can you believe that our investigation proved that this company wasn't doing any of these services, and that the government was already paying different companies to undertake these services under declaration, dilution, and diversion of petroleum products? When we went to the GRA and the Ministry of Finance, headed by Ken Ofori-Atta, jointly signed this contract. So we went to the GRA for an interview, and I put it to the Petroleum Division, their heads, that this is what SML claims to be doing. But our investigation showed that the company wasn't doing any of these services. You are the contractors. Can you tell us whether the company was doing this? The GRA head of petroleum, in the midst of others in that department, said that the company wasn't doing any of those services and that they were even surprised. The day we went to SML to interview them, we went again with the GRA's, the customs division. There's a head of petroleum there, and then other officials from that unit. So before we started the interview, he brought it up that Manasseh and his people said, these are the services you said you were providing. We were surprised. Can you address them? Then Christian Tetesoti, who was the technical advisor to the Commissioner General of GRA, when this contract was ongoing, but as soon as the contract was completed, he moved to the company to now become the managing director. So we asked, they asked him, and he said, oh, they never stated anywhere that they were providing those services. And I said, well, it's on your website. And they so doubted. So on my phone, I logged onto the company's website and read. And if you look at that documentary, there's a part we did a audio recording.
That's right.
The recorders were on. So I said, on your website, you said you are doing under declaration, under diversion and dilution. Then they said, oh, then maybe it was a mistake. By the end of the day, they deleted these services from their website. But we had captured it. So this is a company that claimed to be doing something, admitted they were not doing that. They claimed they had saved Ghana 3 billion cedis from their operations. It was a Daily Graphic front page story. We did our research and said, look, all the revenue that came from the sector, even if we attributed everything to you, it wasn't up to 3 billion at the period. When we put this again to the MD, he said, oh, they never said anywhere that it was 3 billion they had saved and that the media got them wrong.
Right.
And I said, if the media got you wrong, on your website, as I interview you now, it is on your website that you have saved Ghana 3 billion. So where from the case that the media got it wrong, and in that documentary, you hear him say, well, I don't know of any website matter.
I recall.
Yes. So how on earth will someone like Ken Ofori-Atta, who has built businesses that many Ghanaians look up to, use our money to pay this company over 130 million United States dollars when the things they said they were doing, they weren't doing them? And the shocking part is that they claim to be measuring the flow of petroleum product from the tanks at the depots
Right.
to the loading gantries. But the GRA does not use their measurements. And that wasn't all. The GRA officials told us that what they claim to be this under declaration, the rest, the fuel at the tanks, it was almost impossible if they didn't have the system that were already in place. And then our investigation further revealed that through a letter written from the Ministry of Finance, and that letter said that the minister, and the minister at the time was Ken Ofori-Atta, had determined that the services of SML be expanded to include the gold mining sector and the oil production sectors. And what that meant was that every barrel of oil Ghana would produce, a percentage would go to SML. Every ounce of gold we produce, SML will have a percentage. Already, the company was having a percentage of revenue from every liter of fuel, anybody, diesel, petrol, anybody, anywhere, pumped or bought in Ghana. This company had a percentage. And it had two other components of the contracts at the ports.
Right.
And the KPMG report said these were needless because GRA already had systems at the ports to track
That's
this.
right. That's right.
And at the end of the day, the consolidated contract was giving SML over 100 million United States dollars every single year.
Certainly a hefty deal. Manasseh, let me ask you, were there attempts to cover up or suppress your findings in this investigation?
Yes, the Ministry of Finance did not cooperate when we started asking for information. We even used the right to information request, and they responded denying us access to the documents. The same came from the GRA. When you even look at the KPMG report, page 157 and page 1 58 of the KPMG report, which is online. Anybody can read it. That report states clearly, and backing the findings we made in our investigation, that this company's operation did not add to the revenue figures, that this company's operations did not in any way add to the volumes of petroleum products that were monitored. In fact, when it came on board, it was the lowest. The KPMG report said the NPA recorded the highest figures, followed by GRA, and then SML recorded the lowest. And this was a company that claimed that it was brought in to record, and because of its work, the numbers went up, and then they were responsible for the revenue. But if you read that KPMG report, you realize that it was the other way around.
Right.
But the report attempted, and from the letter from the presidency, to suggest that their operations helped to increase revenues.
President John Mahama has indicated that the SML contracts will be completely canceled if he wins the next election. The KPMG report says Ghana has already paid SML over 1 billion cedis. Ghanaians deserve to know what we got in return for a contract that the presidency admits breached many laws in Ghana. So far, the only tangible revenue fraudulently linked to SML's operations is the 2.4 billion cedis from taxes on petroleum products we consumed. SML has no role in that. But even if the company's services brought us 2.4 billion cedis, did we have to pay it more than 1 billion cedis?